Hello and welcome. My name is Charlotte and this is my art studio tour. I was a little bit hesitant to film this because I feel like my studio isn't done yet, but I came to the realization that my studio will probably never be done and I figured I'd share it. I know some of you have been asking about it, so yeah. I guess let's just get started. I figured we could start with the little area that I'm sitting at right now. It is my desk area. I usually do my computer work here, and I obviously have my big easel here, and so I will often put like my paints out here on a palette and paint. The desks are from Ikea, as most of the furniture in here. I usually have some of my recent works hanging there, mainly for reviews and stuff that I do here on YouTube. I really love this setup actually. I have my big easel right here, which has been incredibly useful. I have some books for inspiration and studies that I'm doing. There are all my sketchbooks and some more books. I have a sweater back there just because I get cold, and a drop cloth. And then I have one of those carts that like every artist has. I really like it. I think I don't have it stuffed as much as most artists have after watching some other studio tours. I like to have my things kind of accessible, and I don't like things to be overflowing, and so yeah. These are some of the sources that I'm working on right now, and those are in the top drawer. I have a lot of my drawing and charcoal supplies down here, and then a leash for Holland and some fuzzy socks because I get cold. The one thing I don't like about my studio is that there's no natural light. We have beautiful big windows in the front of the building, but unfortunately back here it's just pretty dark. This used to be a furniture store, so this was the back area with the restrooms, and I'm guessing it was a little break room or something. But it was perfect for my art studio because Jeff has his space here. He has meetings and such in here, and we're looking to really make it look nice. So I have this little storage unit that has a bunch of miscellaneous items, some pens, charcoal, all that sort of stuff. And it's actually been super useful. I like having them easily accessible on my desk, but also not have it look cluttered, and yeah, it's mainly mark making stuff. And then for my desk, I have these amazing legs that make it so that the desktop can tilt, which is super useful for drawing. So this is the biggest piece I've painted so far. It's all in oil paint and I'm really happy with it. I love this little setup for it too. This easel can handle some really big canvases, which is perfect. I'll see if I can link it down below. Most of the furniture in this area though is all from Ikea, and so I'll point some out. I'll probably put some in the description box, and if I forget anything or if you want to know anything, please let me know. I'll let you know where it's from. I also got these art prints from Ikea. I'm looking to do a little study from them and then hopefully paint over them and do something creative with them because they're beautiful, but you know, I want them to be a little extra special. I also have an extra easel. This is actually the easel that I used to work on. It's probably like $20 and it folds up really small, which is great. And I have some canvases back there. I usually do my charcoal stuff on here because it's really easy to clip the paper on top of the board. Yeah. And I almost forgot to mention the rug. Also from Ikea. I just really like it. It's nice. I feel like it makes the space a little bit more special. And I have this big closet, or what would you call that? It's probably not a closet. Shelves? Shelving unit. It's a shelving unit. I have this big shelving unit and I really love it. Again, I don't have it all stuffed to the brim because it kind of stresses me out if there's too much in one spot. But yeah, I really like it. I have some extra storage down here. There's some mixed media supplies in all of those boxes. I got these, I think they're called like newspaper stands or something like that from Ikea. And those are really helpful too. I have my palettes and my drawing pads in there, and then just some of my work that I did on paper in that one. I have my printer, some little table easels, and I have my acrylic paint in here. I have it separated by opaques and transparents. I usually write on them because I find it helpful and easy, especially to organize them back to where they came from. And then I have these brush racks, which is probably the best purchase as far as organizing paints goes, because you know, I was thinking about putting them in little baskets like that, but it'd be really hard to see which colors I want to use, and this has just been incredibly helpful. They're from Jerry's Artorama. I think it's a US store, and yeah, I'll link them down below so you can get them if you want. I think they're about $20 each. I believe you can get them in a pack too, because I have two more that are different. So I'll have the little ones down here. There's room for bigger tubes of paint, and then you can put your brushes down there, but yeah, I have a different spot for my brushes. This is where I have some more oil painting supplies. I have my Sludge jars of solvent back here. I think I have about 5 of them maybe. I have water and rubbing alcohol in these, which is super helpful with cleaning my palette, but also for painting. And I keep my oil painting rag in a jar because I heard that they can combust from all of the solvent that's on it, and so yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's kind of an irrational fear, but I figured I would be safe and put it in a jar. And then I have 2 more baskets of stuff. I have gesso back here, some inks, and you know, molding paste, all of that sort of stuff. I use these quite a lot to put like gal kit in or whatever it may be. These are just the lids of the mason jars that I use for the paintbrushes. And that has been super helpful as well. I've got my little drying area over here. So this is where my work is laying to dry. This is actually a pizza rack. It works really well for paintings. The thing that you need to look out for is that, you know, they need to rest on something, because if they don't, it won't work. These are not, you know, they'll hurt the canvas if you are not careful. But pretty useful. And then we have the bathrooms. We actually took the first bathroom as a storage unit, and the second bathroom we just use as a regular bathroom. I put some acrylic abstracts in there, which makes the space a little nicer, I guess, but you know, It's just a bathroom. And then there's this little area in my studio. There's a little spot for Holland, our dog. She's really only locked in there if Jeff has a client. Otherwise the door is always open, but she loves napping in there. And then I have like pegboards and carts, which are super useful. I love that these are on wheels, and as far as furniture goes, it's definitely one of the best purchases I've made for my studio. And then on top of the carts, I have all of my brushes in mason jars, and usually when I start a painting, I'll go there with an empty mason jar and pick all of the brushes that I want to use. And then I have my pegboards. They're still a little bit empty, but so far they've been super useful. It's really nice to have certain tools out, but not cluttered, if you know what I mean. So that was it. That was my art studio tour. I didn't go super in depth about all of the furniture pieces or art supplies or stuff like that, so if you have any questions, let me know. I just wanted to say thank you for being here. I know that this video you probably had to wait for this video a little while. I feel like I said months ago that I was going to upload a studio tour, and yeah, I just never felt ready for it, so here we are. And I also want to mention that I realize it's a privilege to have a space like this. I am an art student and my husband is a web developer, and he wanted some office space, and this place popped up and it had a separate space in the back and a big room in the front, and so it was perfect for us because we can separate our little spaces and still work together. Yeah, I realize how lucky I am. I hope that maybe some of the things that I showed you can still implement, even if you have maybe an art room or just a little art desk or something like that. Or maybe you just enjoy watching studio tours, because I do. I really appreciate you, and I'm gonna go now because I'm getting all sorts of weird and I don't know what to say. I hope to see you next week in the next video. I'm currently working on some spray paint, on collage, and mark making. So those 3 things I'm working on and experimenting with right now, because if you didn't know, I'm currently in the mixed media section of the Milan Art Institute Mastery Program, and yeah, we're trying out all sorts of new materials, so that has been super fun and kind of terrifying, but I'll tell you all about that in another video. Yeah. I just want to say thank you again, and I think that was it. I'll see you next week. Bye.